Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. And today we're delivering on a video from friend of the channel, David. He sent this in. He's always thinking. He's got thoughts on what we could make videos about, and I love it. He does the research. It's incredible. He is really a freedom fighter for employee rights, and I would love to see him in our field as an attorney one day. Now, what he was emailing me about here is essentially the idea of like employment screens. So like, let's say we'll go with the hypothetical underlying the case here that we have. You have a conditional offer to work as a trucker. And then after your conditional offer, they have like a strength test, like a fitness test, but like specifically a strength test for their drivers. And it turns out that test seems to be screening out a number of female drivers who otherwise would have had the job. And I'll read the quote here because, a judge decided it's not going to fly. It's not going to fly, and I'll read the language here from the EEOC. This is Julianne Bowman, who is an EEOC district director out of Chicago. Employers are allowed to use hiring screens, and they are allowed to use physical abilities testing when appropriate. However, when a hiring screen has disparate impact on female applicants and employees, like the CRT test, which was performed at Koch Trucking out of Minnesota, Koch, I assume of the Koch brothers, employers need to take a hard look at whether they can prove that these tests are job-related and consistent with business necessity. The fact that a job requires some physical strength will not, by itself, justify the use of any particular physical ability test. The test has to actually fit the physical requirements of the job or be shown to predict an important job outcome. This case should serve as a reminder to employers of the importance of having a professionally designed, rigorous study showing a clear relationship between performance on a test and the employer's job. So here they had this strength test, and it wasn't really that pertinent for the truck drivers, although it does appear the test may have been created by a third party as some kind of cost-saving measure. I think they might have secretly wanted the truck drivers to also participate in loading and unloading the trucks or something like that. So they felt they had some reason why they wanted to apply this strength test. It wasn't a test purely designed to get rid of women from their workforce, I suspect. But here, the EEOC and then a federal judge decided not sufficient enough causation. The connection between the test and the actual job duties was insufficient, and so this was not going to fly. And I think a good example that people always throw out is firefighters, right? Now, firefighters are subject to rather stringent physical tests because the logic is firefighters are often called upon to climb ladders, carry unconscious human bodies, and kick down doors. Right? It's a very physical job. You're carrying a huge amount of gear, a huge amount of weight, the tanks, the bunker suit. It's tremendously taxing, right? So their physical fitness tests, as long as they're closely designed to the actual physical requirements of the job, tend to pass muster here, right? Tend to be okay, right? Now, if you're, let's say, working at a warehouse and the heaviest packages are 50 pounds, but your job site requires you to be able to lift 300 pounds, well, that's probably not going to fly. Not actually geared towards what you do in the job. And you could say, oh, they want you to carry 3 packages or 6 packages, whatever it is. That's not realistic, probably. Like, you're not going to be able to carry 6 packages. It's just crazy. What they're trying to do is make a really difficult strength test to limit who can get the job, right? It's probably not going to fly. It's probably going to run into problems. Probably going to have a disparate gender impact, hurting female applicants, and it's just not reasonable. And that's what this is, and I hope that clarifies some things. Like, listen, you're going to have If you're working on a job with physical requirements, you're going to have specific questions, and that's okay. You should. Throw those down below in the comment section. I'll have a little discussion. We can kind of go back and forth, get the details on what they're demanding of you. We can talk about, is it legal? Is it not legal? Is it likely to be okay? I think it'd be really interesting. It'd be interesting to have those discussions. I will track the comments to kind of answer those. Remember to like and subscribe. It helps me to help more people just like you. And thank you, David. Thank you for the suggestion. And I hope everyone's out there staying safe. And our video was not about a mandate today, so that's really exciting. That's something.